Hello and welcome to the second edition of New York Talk's post-match reaction against Cardiff at New York Stadium. I think we can all agree, lads, it didn't rain hard enough, did it? But God definitely isn't our 12th man today, is he? Poor showing, Matt, in my opinion, poor showing.
Yeah, this is when doing instant reactions is a terrible idea, because I'm a bit seasoned, to be honest with you, how we played in that game. I thought, first half, I thought Cardiff were good. I thought first 20-25 minutes they took control of the game. I expected that. I expected them to come hard to start with, and they got the goal. We'll ignore all the fouls in all three goals, because I think that's easiest. Because we weren't having any goals, but I thought that were fine. I thought our reaction was quite good. I thought we reacted quite well. I thought we put a bit of pressure on them. Got lucky with the penalty being missed at half time, and then we came out in the second half and decided that a draw were good enough. Now we as fans are all happy. Yeah, if we come out with a draw, that's fine, but you can't play for a draw. How many assists did in the second half? If you play like that, you deserve to get exactly what you get. And it would come in. It would just come in, and that's an opportunity then. We had them at times on the ropes, and we allowed them to get their foot back in the game. And you can't be doing that at home. That's not good, that. I'm really trying to be careful with my words, to be honest with you. But I am, seething is the word, with how we've played that game. I don't know if it's the players or the manager or the setup or whatever. That would not acceptable.
It could be a mix of all three and a bit of motivation as well. We say there we came out playing for a draw, but I don't think we turned up at all in the first half either. I mean, Chio got his goal, fair enough. I mean, apparently Chio only scores against the Welsh, but it just didn't feel like we turned up. I mean, at Bristol it felt like we turned up for a bit and got unlucky, but with this it sort of felt like we got what we deserved.
We got exactly what we deserved, didn't we? I said before the game that tonight this team doesn't excite me. The team selection didn't excite me, and it didn't. There was nothing within it that offered much of a threat. And we're at home. We need 3 points to almost guarantee our safety. We're against a team who are just as bad as we've been for periods of this season, and we set up not to lose the game. That's how we set up. Whether that's inexperience, naivety, or what it is from the manager, it's not acceptable. It's not good enough. In my view, we should have been going out to win that game. They were there for the taking, absolutely there for the taking, and we didn't exploit that. It's gut wrenching, really. And Matt said, as he said, that goal was coming. I think there's an argument, and I'll have to watch them all again, but there's an argument that it should have ended up probably 0-0. For me, their first goal was a foul on Wes. Our goal was a foul by Woody. And my understanding is that the second goal, the winning goal, was offside. So the less said about the officials, the better tonight. Oliver Langford, I mean, geez. Honestly and truthfully, I know I get a stick for criticising referees. I've seen one of the worst refereeing decisions tonight that I have ever seen.
Jamie Lindsay
50-odd years of watching football. Jamie Lindsay has grabbed the Cardiff player two-handed by the shirt, dragged him backwards in front of the linesman, in front of the referee. And I mean, it was a rugby tackle. I don't know whether the Welsh Cardiff officer from Wales are like the rugby. I don't know what he thought, but it was just the single worst decision I've ever seen. And penalties outside the box. I mean, anyway, even despite all that, we got what we deserved tonight because of the way that we set up, the way the manager set us up, and it's just not acceptable for me.
I agree. When you're going into the final, the third final game of the season against a team that's level on points and is your game in hand, you should be setting up to absolutely go out there and kill them and get 3 points out of it. But we came out second half and almost went, right, 1-1 will do. We'll take that, that's best for both teams. We had that little spell in second half where we looked like we were going to capitalise, and then just sort of sat further and further and further back. And then Cardiff just detected that and then just overpowered us, didn't they, really? I mean, I said a goal's coming in this game, but I just didn't know which way. Because if we stopped, it was for them. If we carried on, it was for us. And we just stopped, and we just can't be doing that. Can we, Matt? I mean, we're going very negative, by the way.
Yeah.
So, any Cardiff fans, I'm sure you're absolutely howling with laughter. But we just can't be doing that at home against a team that's in and around us at the bottom.
You can't be doing it at home, full stop. The only exception is almost Burnley because of what the Burnley have done. That's the only time I accept for playing like that at home against anybody. Certainly in the league that you're in. Every team in this championship has got the ability to hurt you. If you step back, they will step on you. That's what we did. We took a step back and they went, do you know what? Yeah, we'll score then. It was as simple as that. We had the chance to put our foot on their throats, especially in the second half. We had a spell in the second half. We had a real chance to just put the foot on the throat because they couldn't deal with the crosses, they couldn't deal with the long balls. Their defensively were really struggling. I was quite impressed with their attack, to be honest. But I thought defensively they got some serious problems, which is why they're down there with us. And we didn't exploit it. You know, Georgie came on and ran about a bit, but I said to the first, we'll talk about this in the full podcast. There's too many gaps. The gap between Hugo and the midfield were massive. The gap between the wing backs and the central defenders were too big. None of it made any sense. At this point, I think we're just rambling on because we're all just annoyed. You've got to give tip your hat to Cardiff. They took their opportunity. They did what we didn't. They took the opportunity that was presented to them, and they'll be in the Championship next season. We've got to be careful because we will probably still be in the Championship next season. With everything else as it is, we will probably still be in the Championship. But what we should be saying is, we are going to be in the Championship. And we can't say that yet because, and who was at fault? Rotherham United. We're at fault for that.
I'll lie down, Matt.
I'm done. I'm done.
I'll take the yeah, it's basically come down to squeaky bum time.
Yep.
Again, we're going into the penultimate game on Monday against Middlesbrough. A game we aren't expected to win, but stranger things have happened. What do we expect from Middlesbrough? Because at the minute, I'm at 6s and 7s. I do not know what to expect from this Rotherham team because sometimes we're exceptional. For example, like Blackburn and Sunderland and Burnley, and then sometimes we're like this. So what do we do for the final two?
We do what we should have done today and go for it, don't we? So we'll have to wait and see what happens on Saturday. That's all we can do.
And Sunday,
with the Reading game.
And Sunday we Huddersfield Cardiff.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. We should be going for it. We might not need to. We'll see.
We will see indeed, some of the past season, we'll see. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope Cardiff have had a good giggle at this. Make sure you watch the podcast for our pre-match weather report, by the way.
Subscribe, Cardiff fans, just do us a favour.
Just up at life. Keep us afloat and whilst sending Rotherham down. But yeah, like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you again on Bank Holiday Monday for the Middlesbrough game, which will double speak all the time. Every time.
Sounds like a plan.
Up the Millers.